Good morning, Fort McMurray, Wood Buffalo, and the rest of the world. You've tuned in to the Mac City Morning Show. I am your host, Elliot Pierre. We're going to start today's episode off the same way we start every episode off, with a moment of gratitude. I know you could be doing a million other things with your time, and the fact that you spend it with us truly does mean the world to me. So thank you. On that note, Tanner, hit him with the intro.
How's she cotton, me loves? You're listening to the Mac City Morning Show.
Hey everybody, Keith Simpson here from Norrell Toyota. Just a quick chat about the wonderful community we live in here. As you guys know, we support the Oil Barons. We've joined the drive-in movie theater. We're involved in the marathon here in Fort McMurray, and make sure we're taking care of the kids and all the local businesses, all the local charities, and all the local foundations, guys. That's what makes this community such an amazing place to live.
And we are back. Big shout out to Norrell Toyota, our title sponsor for today's episode. We really do appreciate your ongoing support. As everybody at home knows, I don't introduce my guests because they can do a better job at that than myself. So can you please tell everybody at home who you are and what you're about?
I am Tammy McGlennon. I'm the Resource Development Manager for United Way for McMurray and Wood Buffalo.
Okay. And
I own Blow Up Your Birthday.
there we go. Okay, so loads of questions. So first and foremost, you're here today as part of an entourage talking about an upcoming event. So let's get that out of the way before I get excited and start talking about other end.
So we do have a few events coming up. Our first one coming up is community registration. And Kyla had previously talked about that. So what we're doing is we're trying to get all the nonprofits and any dance clubs, taekwondo, basically any sport in Fort McMurray. If you want to come down, have a table, it's a good way to get out and speak to the community, get people to register. It's a free event. And then we have our next big event is Dancing with the Stars.
Ooh.
So we are pairing local talent with a local star.
Oh my God, Elliot, you need to sign up.
There's
You
not
need to sign
a
up.
chance
No.
in hell.
No,
we
sign up.
are looking for a representative, and we would love to sign you up. I believe you said you were really good at hip hop.
No, I didn't say that.
Soca. He'll dance to Soca.
I didn't say any of the above. Anyways,
We're gonna
let's
get him signed up. Don't you worry.
Absolutely.
Oh my
you're,
God,
You're
this
gonna
is
be our next dancer.
hilarious.
I'll
Okay,
convince him. It's my job.
okay, so you got a dance event coming up.
We do. We are finding it, especially with the economy lately, we're trying to do different things to help raise funds and bring awareness to what exactly the United Way does in our region.
Right.
So that's just one of the many ideas we've come up with, and we're really excited for that one.
Yeah.
We're still looking for some talent.
So you're looking for stars or people to pair up with stars? Please
We're
say
looking
the other.
for people to pair up with stars.
There we go. You tapped out for stars. Love it.
I'm sure they'll accept
Yeah.
one more.
No,
She
they won't.
said they were looking before, so
Absolutely. If you wanted to do the Michael
there you
Jackson
go.
moonwalk.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm calling Kathy Steves as soon as this is done and being like, you know what? Lose my number, Kathy.
no, I'm gonna figure out how to get this done.
Okay, go on.
So like I said, we're trying to find new ways to come up with ways to get our name out there and to raise much needed funds for the community. So basically, we have decided that we're going to start doing events
Yeah.
just to get the awareness out there. And
Okay.
I find just because of the economy right now and how many of our nonprofits are hurting, we have to do things differently.
Yeah. Be innovative.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, I know a little bit about the United Way. Like I said, I dropped Kathy Steve's name there. There is a myth about you guys that, like, let's just get out of the way right away. You get those $1 million bonuses? I know you don't.
We
but
do not get $1 million bonuses.
Yeah.
I will honestly say for those of us that work at United Way, we're not there for the money.
That's right.
We're there because we want to give back to the community and we truly believe in what we do. When I first got hired, I've only been there, it's been less than a year, but I really didn't know what United Way does for the community. It is amazing. We have our hands in pretty much everything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that is one of the biggest myths right now that is hurting our reputation.
Yeah.
Is that people actually think that we get these $1 million bonuses, which we don't. Everything with us, you can go and look up for yourself. We publish all of our results. They're all on our United Way website.
That's right.
It's just I find a lot of people, you hear something, you believe it, but you don't actually do the research.
That's right.
To dispel the myth.
And it's really easy research to debunk in regards to it.
Absolutely.
Is extremely transparent where the money is going. And and especially like when
Don't
like,
corporations have to make like their
That's
records
exactly it.
public,
Absolutely.
and you can just go see where the money has been allocated?
yep,
Every single
Yeah.
dollar that we get donated to us, we have to show where it goes. So I mean,
That's right.
there's no hidden costs.
yeah,
We're very upfront, and we are very aware of where the money goes. I
Yeah.
mean, we used to outsource a lot of our decorating.
Yeah.
Now all of our decorating is done in house to save
Yeah.
more money, so that it can go back to the community.
yeah. So hopefully debunked. Yeah, it's funny though, because like it is something that I've heard over the years, and
Yeah.
like literally an easy Google search.
Yeah.
Like just it's literally all right there, and it's very well organized to figure out like, hey, this is where funds go. So
Yeah, I've heard it a few times now, and I'm just like, no,
yeah,
no bonuses at
no
all.
bonuses. Yeah.
No bonuses.
So I had to close my ears because, as everybody who watches the show is well aware at this point, I do zero research for this show. The hardest part about this show for me is like when guests come in, because I am a personable person, but I don't want to talk to anybody before we turn on these cameras because I want it to be as authentic as possible. So you and Tanner were talking about your business, which
Yes.
I have heard about. I'm excited to talk about. Tanner has some like experience in his past with the organization. What is the business, please?
So Blow Up Your Birthday started as a lawn card organization, and now we do event rentals, inflatables, and foam machines.
Oh, foam machines.
We do foam parties.
What? No. Hold on. Time out. Like, are we talking like I went to a foam party back in the day in Mexico, and it was awesome.
Same
but
thing.
Same thing. So, but the foam was everywhere.
It is the same as us, but we do have a pit that we put in so it can keep it kind of controlled.
Okay.
We also have foam cannons, so it blasts the foam 40 feet in the air and can fill up the size of a football field in about 5 minutes.
Wow.
The whole football field,
The whole football field.
like the volume inside, not like edge to edge.
No, like the whole football field would be filled in 5 minutes. And we've actually tested it. We tested it in Edmonton because I was the same as you. I was like, there's no way it can fill up the whole football field in 5 to 7 minutes.
That's something I need to not ever have access to because like I would just like go to somebody's house, open the door and turn it on and just like walk away.
So let's continue talking about foam parties for a second. So people are obviously renting this.
Yes.
Do you put it in your backyard? Do you put it in your house? Have you gone into any like bars in town and thrown a foam
So-
party? Like, because it's got to be destructive in one way, shape, or form. Like, you know.
Yes. So we have been asked to do a couple bars, but the problem is the foam machines need 55 gallons of water per hour per machine.
Okay.
So it would quickly fill up with water,
Yes.
and our insurance company has, that's a no-go.
Right. So they're outside. If you
They're
want the
outside.
foam, it's outside.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know because myself and Tanner are throwing a rave in a few weeks. And so I was just like, are we going to get a foam cannon in there? And it's just like,
That
no.
was my first thought when
Yeah.
I heard it too, but then
Yeah.
I was like, no, we can't. Like, if it fills up a football field in 5 minutes, we can't have that thing indoors.
Yeah.
People will be drowning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a lot of water consumption.
Yeah. So, okay. So how did you come up with this business idea? Not the foam component, like the...
The lawn cards we launched 6 months before COVID. I was just looking for something extra to do. Bring in a little bit extra money. I'm normally very creative, and there was a lady in town that was selling it, and I was like, oh, just something to do every now and then, and
Yeah.
it exploded with COVID.
Right.
So since COVID, we now design and make our own lawn displays,
Yeah.
and it's just been a great experience.
Yeah.
We've met so many amazing people, and we have been able to help out so many charities because we donate a lot to the charities,
Right.
and it's just been a great experience.
I've driven past a lot of your art exhibits. How do you come up with this? Is this like something that somebody just calls and says, I don't know? Or do you like collaborate with whatever's going on? Like, how does that take place?
So normally we ask if there's any themes, favorite colors, and then it's the staff design them. Yeah, most of us are very creative. Like we really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Are they individual to the house, or do you have like 6 different presets you can
We
choose
have
from?
15,000 pieces at my location.
So it's just per house, you just pick 15,000 random from all those pieces and just
Yeah.
throw it all together and throw it in the yard. That's insane.
That is insane. Because Tanner often steals thoughts out of my head because that's what I was going to ask as well. Because I've driven by a bunch and they don't look the same.
No, we try to make them all look different because everybody's personality is very different, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, it depends on who's working. Like some of us, like I prefer to go tall. Some of my girls prefer to go long.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are like really bright.
Right.
And I don't always get the design, but the customers love it.
Yeah.
I don't think we would do as good if we only had 10 to choose from.
That's right.
People would get bored.
They would get bored. And
Yeah,
I mean,
be like, oh, I've seen that card 10 times. Why would I get it for my friend?
yeah. So I mean, we're constantly designing new things and updating and bringing in new themes.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've only gotten bigger and better. We started with one location. We now own 6 locations across Canada.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So, I mean, we're doing very well.
That's amazing. How do you manage that?
I have become very good at time management skills.
Okay.
And
You're-
Kathy Steves.
Time out. Your mic dropped. So what I need you to do is a little bit of work.
Why don't you do a little bit of work?
Yep. Fair enough.
Yeah, no.
I'm gonna try my best. All right. Bear with us, everybody at home.
You crank that thing like your parents say home.
It's like where it needs to be. Hopefully it doesn't drop anymore. All right. Sorry about that.
It's
I'm
okay.
literally watching it drop now. but-
Okay. What you
Sorry,
got?
we
There
got
we
9
go.
minutes. So.
There we go. Sorry about that.
It's
Keep
okay.
going.
So Kathy Steves
Yeah.
was an incredible boss. He's very understanding sometimes that I have to be a little bit late for work.
Right.
And during grad season, she was phenomenal because grad season is my busiest time.
Yeah.
We were doing 100 displays per night during grad season.
And how are you doing? Like you said, it's outside of Fort McMurray.
Yeah.
Like how are you managing staff? Because I for my marketing company, like nobody comes into this office. It's only myself and Tanner. We have people who work in Fort McMurray and in Edmonton and other places globally. And so like I have to manage a mobile workforce.
Yeah.
And I think I do it pretty well. But I'm always looking for tips and tricks of people who kind of do the same thing. So how are you able to manage people that physically you're not seeing every day?
So we do regular weekly check-ins just to talk about sales and anything important that's coming up, different themes. I do look at all of their product before it goes out. So their lawn displays come to us and we approve it before it goes out on the lawn.
Okay.
And then we do check in on them like twice a year. We fly to the locations just to offer more
okay.
training. I mean, most of my locations I've had now for 3 years, so we're a very well-oiled machine.
Right.
And most of my staff have been with me for years.
And how did you like Tanner hit his phone, but I'm engaged in this conversation. So we're gonna push that Max City Minute a little bit. How did you start the process of expanding outside of the region?
It started with our Sherwood Park location. I was starting to get a lot of requests, and I was like, you know what? There's some money in that area.
Yeah.
We found a really good couple that were interested, and so we set them up. And I'm telling you, within 2 weeks, they were doing 10 to 30 a week.
Wow.
And then it just kind of went from there. Like as we started to get bigger and bigger, people started messaging us saying, "Are you interested in franchising?"
Right.
Which we don't offer franchising. We own everything.
Yeah.
But they manage location, and then they take 70% of the profits, and we take the 30%.
Okay.
That's
So-
a good deal.
Yeah.
And I mean, like we design all of our own stuff. We print all of our own stuff. So I mean, they do buy the product from us,
Right.
but it's been good for everybody. I mean, most of my staff have been with me since we opened. So,
Unbelievable.
yeah, we're doing very good.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I love success stories.
Yeah.
And this is a
Yeah.
great one.
Don't get me wrong. It's been by far the hardest job I've ever had because when people say open up your own business, it's easier.
No, it's
They are
not.
lying to you.
They're totally lying to you.
Yeah, it is a lot of work, but it's rewarding.
It is. Years ago, I was asked to speak at a conference, and I was on a dais, so there was a bunch of us on stage, and they had sent us the questions that they were going to ask ahead of time.
Yep.
And one of the questions was, if you could go back in time and tell like yourself when you started your business, or an entrepreneur basically, give them an advice, what would you tell them? And as a joke, and it was completely a joke, but it was the first thing that popped into my head was just like, don't do it. But I didn't mean, like, I love that I did it, and I would have a very, very hard time going back to a traditional job. But what I said it, and what I meant was that it's not what people think. If you're getting into it because you're just like, oh, I get to like take vacations when I want and I don't have to work as much, and that's totally false. Like the amount of work, like forget a 40-hour work week, that goes out the window. Sometimes you're working like hundreds of hours in a week and you're making $0. Like
Sometimes.
True.
sometimes, yeah. There's like a lot to it that people don't.
Yeah, and
see.
my phone never gets turned off.
That's
Even on
right.
vacation, it's
No,
never off.
Never off. And your
No.
brain, that's the one
Never
thing.
shuts down.
I can go, like, myself and Tanner just went to a music festival where the phone didn't work. And the phone didn't work, but my brain doesn't turn off. Okay, Tanner's hitting me up. We're running out of time. Big shout out to Carrie first, though, from Patchouli Rose. Thank you for your ongoing support. If you're out there and you need any skin-based products, if you need any tinctures, she's even a painter. She's multi-talented. Give Carrie a call at Patchouli Rose. Tanner, hit her with the Mac City Minute.
Alrighty, question number 1 for you today. What has been one thing you've learned about our community from being with the United Way?
Oh, there's so many things. I think it is that our community is very different from anywhere else I've ever worked. We are 100% heart. When something goes wrong, we all jump in to fix it. And it's just an extraordinary community. Like, I've never seen that at any place I've ever been.
Question number 2. If you did have $1 million, what would be the first thing you purchased?
I think a vacation home because I never get a vacation.
Where?
I was going to say Maui because it was my favorite place, but considering what's happening, probably Costa Rica.
Okay.
Question number 3. What is one of the most interesting stories you have from your party company that you can tell?
I have an Earl. So a wife had booked a lawn card and hadn't told her husband, and it was 4 a.m. And I don't look all glamorous when I go out lawn karting. I was wearing, my boyfriend's sweatpants and his sweatshirt and a toque because it was -40.
Yeah.
And he came out in his underwear and his wife's yellow rubber boots and started charging at me, and I got stuck on an electrical cord and fell.
Oh.
And ended up throwing a lawn card that broke his nose. And that it was all over Facebook, Girl Gang. It was the most popular topic.
Yeah, that's...
Yes. Moral of the story: tell your husbands we're coming.
Question number 4. What is your favorite 1,000 pieces in your collection?
It's actually our divorce lawn display. It hardly ever goes out because you have to be really ballsy to put. By far my favorite, and it has gotten the most hits. Like done.
I would just like to meet any of the people who had put that on. I bet there's so much fun.
And your final question. Bringing joy to so many people within this community.
I love seeing the pictures and the joy. Like something as simple as a lawn card sitting of their day.
Those have been your 5 questions.
How are we looking? Okay. So, hustle. What divorce lawn? It's like, let's allow. There's divorce parties now. There's divorce cakes now. And I'm just like, man. Like, is that something you had before or something that the market asked for you?
Market asked.
Yeah.
So we were getting a lot of, I'm going to call them through.
Yeah.
Stuff that people wanted us to put on the lawns.
Yeah.
We're very family.
Right.
But something that was kind of in the middle and still kind of safe was a divorce lawn. This time I went out, it was the talk of the town. And it's nothing
Yeah.
X-rated. Finally divorced, and it's like bye boy at the bottom.
Right.
And but
Yeah.
I've only had one girl that was brave enough to do it.
Okay.
I'm still looking for people to do it though.
There we go.
Maybe if you have a half off sale, they'll do it.
Yeah. Tanner nailing it. All right. We are getting close to the end of time, and I don't want to cut you short on your shameless shout out or plug. So you have the mic, the camera, the lights. Have fun.
I just want to say thank you to everybody who's a supporter of United Way. It is remarkable the things that we have done in the community and still continue to do. I just want to say when you are donating, consider donating local. When the money is local, it shows.
There we go. Good shout out. Awesome. Well, for McMurray, Wood Buffalo, the rest of the world, that's been another episode of the Mac City Morning Show. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for tuning in. It does mean the world to me. Big shout out to our title sponsor, Neural Toyota, as well as Carrie from Patchouli Rose. Thank you both for your ongoing support. Hope everybody at home is having a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.